Have you ever thought what controls your emotions, or even how do you remember the things that you did yesterday? Hello guys, this is Rahul and welcome to our channel Doctors to Be. And today's topic of discussion is limbic system. The limbic system, comprised of cortical structures and subcortical structures, is seen as a ring-like structure. Okay, it's seen as a ring-like structure in the upper part of the brainstem, and it is located at the junction upper part of the brainstem at the junction of telencephalon and diencephalon. Okay, so let's write it. Limbic system composed of cortical and subcortical COR, okay, cortical and subcortical structures is located at the junction of diencephalon and telencephalon. Okay, and this limbic system is seen as a ring-like. Okay, it is seen as a ring-like structure, seen as a ring-like structure in the upper part of the brainstem. Okay, that's the location is same in the upper part of brainstem. So let's discuss about the subdivisions of the limbic system. As you mentioned earlier, they are the cortical structures and the subcortical structures. So subdivisions. The first one, cortical structures. So the cortical structures consist of cingulate gyrus, uncus gyrus and parahippocampal gyrus, and you can remember this by a mnemonic COP in the limbic system. So trick or mnemonic for it is COP in, okay, just you can remember COP. Okay, so which stands for where C stands for cingulate gyrus. Where is cingulate gyrus? Cingulate gyrus located above the corpus callosum. Yes or no? So uncus gyrus. So this we'll discuss in the inferior surface while discussing about the inferior surface of the brain. Then we have P, that is parahippocampal gyrus. Okay, this also we'll discuss in the inferior surface, parahippocampal gyrus. Then the subcortical structures. These includes the subcortical structures include amygdaloid complex, septal region, hypothalamus, that is hypothalamus and associated mammillary bodies. Okay, anterior nucleus of the hypothalamus. Then we have olfactory region or olfactory areas and thalamus. Okay, so you can remember the structures in the subcortical structures by a trick or mnemonic as HOT, where A stands for amygdaloid complex. S stands for septal region. Okay. H stands for hypothalamus. THALA, hypothalamus. So if somewhere I have some spelling errors, please correct it through a textbook. Sometimes in hurry I may make some mistakes. O for the olfactory areas. If you find such serious mistake, you can also tell me in the comment section. I'll try to improve, or I'll try to give you the correct answers. Olfactory areas. And T is the thalamus. Okay. Again, thalamus. That is most the anterior part, anterior nucleus of thalamus. Okay. So these are the subcortical structures in the limbic system. Now the functions. The functions of the limbic system can be remembered by the word limbic itself. Okay, Okay. LIMBIC. The functions can be remembered by the word limbic itself, where each word will represent a function. L stands for learning and retention. I stands for integration. These are tricks. Okay, so these are not authentic words. These are for just to make you remember easily. Okay, so that sometimes these things help us a lot. Integration of olfactory, visceral and somatic responses. Then M stands for, or M represents memory. Okay, where recent memory is converted into solid memory, or permanent memory. Solid memory in the cortex. Okay, so that you can retain it later. So that is retention. You can also tell it retention. Okay. Of recent memory. Then I stands for inhibition of aggression, and C stands for control of emotions. Okay, so these are the functions of the limbic system and can be remembered by the word limbic itself. Now let's discuss about the amygdaloid complex. Amygdaloid complex, or it is also known as amygdaloid body or amygdala. Okay, amygdaloid body or even amygdala. Okay, so amygdaloid body, amygdala or amygdaloid complex. This is a almond shaped gray matter at the end of the tail of caudate nucleus. Okay, it is an almond shaped gray matter at the end of tail of the caudate nucleus, and it has we'll also discuss about the connections of it. Okay, the efferent fibers and the efferent fibers of the amygdaloid body. Okay, so amygdaloid body, it is A for amygdaloid, A for almond shaped gray matter. Amygdaloid body is an almond shaped gray matter at the end of the tail of caudate nucleus. Okay, so now let's come to the connections. The efferent fibers, okay, sorry, efferent fibers. The efferent fibers to the amygdala are coming from the efferent fibers to the amygdala come from the olfactory bulb. Okay, they come from the olfactory bulb as olfactory tract from the frontal lobe. So efferent fibers come from the olfactory bulb from frontal lobe as olfactory tract. Okay, we'll draw about figure showing the efferent fibers and efferent fibers. For now, draw simple figure, part of the figure, okay, part of it showing the efferent fibers. So if this is the amygdaloid complex or amygdaloid body, then the efferent fibers from the, and this is the olfactory bulb. Okay, olfactory bulb, the fibers are coming from the olfactory bulb okay, and this is olfactory bulb. These are the olfactory tract. This is the olfactory tract. Okay, olfactory tract, and this is the amygdaloid body. Okay, emitting amygdala, amygdaloid body. And now these are the efferent fibers coming to the amygdala. The efferent fibers from amygdala will go to the other regions. We'll discuss about them after this. So the efferent fibers, the main set of efferent fibers from amygdala. Okay, from amygdala, efferent fibers from amygdala, efferent fibers to amygdala. Okay, so don't get confused. Main set of efferent fibers from amygdala are the stria terminalis. Okay, main set of fibers arising from the amygdala are the stria medullaris, sorry, stria terminalis. Okay, are stria terminalis. And this stria terminalis, the efferent fibers, they run in an arched rather than after, they run around the thalamus. Okay, they run along the course of caudate nucleus. The amygdala is located at the end of tail of caudate nucleus. Okay, and the efferent fibers that the main set, the stria terminalis, they run along the course of caudate nucleus. Okay, they run along the code of, sorry, they run along the course of caudate nucleus around the thalamus and reach the anterior part. Okay, on reaching the anterior part, they divide into three parts. Okay, the fibers divide into three. They are the supracommissural fibers, commissural fibers, and infracommissural fibers. Okay, so the stria terminalis. Okay, divide into three. They are supracommissural, commissural and infracommissural. Supracommissural supplying to the going to the septal region as for supra, as for septal region. Then commissural fibers, they go into the anterior commissure, and the infracommissural fibers, they are supplying to the they are going to the thalamus, hypothalamus. The anterior region of hypothalamus. And some of the fibers, some of the fibers, they take a recurrent course and end up in the habenullar nucleus, and those fibers are known as stria medullaris thalami. Stria medullaris thalami. So let's write about them. Main set of fibers arising from the amygdala are stria terminalis, and these stria terminalis run along the course of caudate nucleus around thalamus and reach anterior region. And then they divide into three parts. Yes or no? I told you that they divide into three. They are the supracommissural, commissural and inferior commissural. The supracommissural going to the septal region. These go to septal region. The commissural fibers, they go to the anterior commissure, and the infracommissural fibers, they go to the anterior nucleus or anterior region, anterior region of hypothalamus. And we also talked about some of the fibers that they took a recurrent course and end up into the habenullar nucleus, and they are known as the stria medullaris thalami. So we'll write about those. Apart from stria terminalis, some fibers, apart from the stria terminalis, we discussed about that, some fibers take recurrent course and end up in habenullar nucleus. And they are the stria medullaris thalami. They are the stria medullaris thalami. So the main set of fibers arising from the amygdala and going to the anterior region are the stria terminalis, which divide into three. They are three sets. We are divided into three sets of fibers. They are supracommissural, commissural and infracommissural, going to the septal region, anterior commissure, and the anterior region of the hypothalamus respectively. Some of the fibers, okay, some of the fibers take recurrent course and end up into the habenular nucleus, and they are known as stria medullari thalami. Okay, so now let's write the functions of the amygdala and draw a figure showing the connections or the fibers. So functions: control of rage, okay, control of sexual behavior, processing of rage, fear, okay, control of excitability. These are some of the functions of the amygdala. Now let's draw a figure showing the connections of the amygdala. This is the corpus callosum. I hope you remember this figure, because some parts are just like as we draw in the third ventricle. So this is the anterior commissure. Okay, here is the septal region, and anterior region of the hypothalamus is a diagrammatic representation of the connections. Okay, and here is the amygdala. So from the olfactory bulb, the efferent fibers as olfactory tract are coming to the amygdala. So this is olfactory bulb as we drew in the previous some moment ago, and these are the olfactory tract. This is the olfactory tract. This is the olfactory bulb, and this is the amygdala. Okay, amygdala. And as we told that the efferent fibers run along the course of caudate nucleus, round the thalamus, and reach the anterior region. Yes or no? On reaching the anterior region, they divide into two. The main set of fibers, efferent fibers, they are the stria terminalis. Okay, they run along the course of caudate nucleus. Then on reaching the anterior region, to reach the anterior region, on reaching the anterior region, they divide into three parts or three set of fibers. One supplying to the septal region, they are known as the supracommissural fibers. One supplying to the anterior commissure, they are known as the commissural fibers. And one set of fibers supplying to the anterior region of the hypothalamus, known as the infracommissural fibers. Then some of the fibers, those which take a recurrent course, they end up in the habenular nucleus. They are ending up in the habenular nucleus. So this is the stria medullaris thalami, which is taking the recurrent course and ending up into the habenular nucleus. Okay, so let's label these. Okay, this is the septal region, commissure and intercommissure region. This is habenular nucleus. This is corpus callosum. This is the anterior commissure. Okay, septal region, anterior region of hypothalamus. Okay, I hope you are clear. Once again, the the afferent fibers coming from the olfactory bulb in the frontal lobe, and the efferent fibers come as the olfactory tract into the amygdala. The efferent fibers, then efferent fibers run along the course. The main set of efferent fibers are stria terminalis. Okay, stria terminalis, running along the course of caudate nucleus, reaching the anterior region. In the anterior region, divided into three parts: supracommissural, commissural, infracommissural, supplying to the septal region, anterior commissure, and interior region of the hypothalamus respectively. Some of the fibers take a recurrent course to end up in the abenulار nucleus, and they are known as stria medullaris thalami. So let's label those fibers. Okay, this is the stria medullaris thalami. Those fibers which are taking recurrent branch and ending into the abenulار nucleus. And where do I label this? Okay, I am taking it down. Okay, these fibers are the stria terminalis. So the figure represents amygdala, and its connections. Okay, so guys, thank you for your patience to watch the video till the end. If you like the video, please hit the like button and do subscribe and share to support us. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.